Today's episode of the Bill Simmons Podcast on the Ringer Podcast Network with the bummed out cousin Sal. It's like old times.
Oh, yeah.
Brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor. Buy and sell tickets, 2 taps on your phone, everything fully guaranteed. Football fans, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase on NFL tickets. Use promo code BSNFL. Download the SeatGeek app or go right to SeatGeek.com. We're also brought to you by Gillette. A Gillette razor blade edge, thinner than a single brain cell. That's the product of many brain cells that work from thousands of men and women at Gillette. Always working harder to make your shave better. Now you can get Gillette blades for less at GilletteOnDemand.com. Sal, it's the best man can get.
Oh, yeah.
Pricing applies to select products. Sole discretion of the retailer. We also are brought to you by Against All Odds, Cousin Sal's gambling podcast. House and I are going on this week to do an NBA futures.
Let's do it. Let's knock it out. Let's make some people some money.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
A lot to cover.
How'd the trifecta do this week?
One of them won. Brother Brian went 4-5 on his college parlay, and Harry blew it on the Giants.
Well, Brother Bill lost everything this week.
Oh, I heard
about
that. Yeah.
Finally, we're brought to you by Let's Play 2, a documentary film that chronicles Pearl Jam's legendary performances at Wrigley during the historic 2016 Cubs season. The film captures Pearl Jam's incredible 25-year career, showcases a special relationship between the Cubs and lifelong fan Eddie Vedder. Soundtrack available now. It's in the theaters now. It's on FS1 on October 13th. It's available on DVD and Blu-ray on November 17th. Go to letsplay2film.com or pearljam.com for more details. Here they are. Cousin Sal in the house. I don't know where to begin. Mike Pence ruined Peyton Manning's special day.
Oh, man. I think he had diarrhea and left early.
That's what he should say retroactively.
Right. Yeah, I think
Peter King. Look, we've all had bad takes over the years. Peter King wrote this whole piece about how Mike Pence ruined Peyton Manning's special day.
You think it was a bad take?
I don't know if that was the takeaway I would have had yesterday when an obvious political stunt. And the whole thing was ridiculous, but
no, but it is weird when everyone says stay in your lane, stick to sports, and then the political guys are ruining sports. That was completely what they did. Like, yeah, you stick to governing or whatever.
He was blindsided that people. I also think the Dolphins' offensive line coach ruined Peyton Manning's special day.
Yeah, he might have too.
And Ben Roethlisberger ruined it a little bit. A lot of people ruined Peyton Manning's special day. Cam Newton ruined it by playing well.
What is it with the offense? First of all, who's doing cocaine anymore? Is the other thing.
I was stunned by that. And who does it like old school, rolling up the dollar bills?
Yeah. If I were him, I'd be like, you know what? Dolphins, our glory years with the early 80s under Marino, I want to bring that back. And also in the early 80s, cocaine was big. And I'm the offensive line coach. It makes sense that I'm snorting cocaine. Well,
I think he blew it.
Yeah, he might have.
I was thinking today in the car, have the Dolphins this decade, is this the most exciting offensive line anyone's ever had? Would you take because they had the whole Richie Incognito bullying, that whole thing happened, and people got fired for that. And now this guy and
Laramie Tunsil, right?
Laramie Tunsil, they took him, the gas mask.
Yeah.
I always thought the Hogs were the most exciting offensive line. I actually
maybe
think
this
it might
one
be this Dolphins.
I'm with you.
Just constant storylines year after year. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians.
All
right. When do you want to talk about Jason Garrett now, or do you want to hold it till later?
Well, we could talk about it now. And I was challenged. I listened to the GM. By the way, there's no reason to listen to us anymore. Tate and Lombardi knock it
Sunday
out of the
nights.
park.
Tate's just hungry. He wants it.
Sunday night, I have a long ride in.
Yeah.
You love it, right?
9 o'clock coffee.
Living it, loving
it. And then
it.
right back in the morning here with us, listening to us.
I'm sleeping a lot for sure.
Tate's getting Monday afternoons off now.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. Goes home, does his charity
work. What
a
life!
He does his charity work.
I felt bad for Tate, how much he works, and then I heard like he blew me off for the Chance the Rapper concert last week.
Yeah, that did happen.
I was like, all right, he doesn't have much going on.
Don't feel bad for Tate. He's 24. No? He's doing great. You're 24, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tate's doing great.
Okay, good.
Tate's doing way better than I did at age 24.
He's doing better than Jason Garrett, that's for sure.
The Clapper.
I was called out. Lombardi called me out to try to figure out what he does exactly, and I accept your challenge, and I immediately I immediately submit. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. I know there are some coaches who don't run the offense or run part of the offense, and Linehan's to blame and all this other stuff, but clock management has to be the head coach's thing. And if you look back, Green Bay came to Texas and won 3 times in the same freaking way.
Yeah.
Mid-30s scores. We lose by 4 points.
Right.
So working backwards, you cannot leave Aaron Rodgers a minute and a half and a timeout. You can't do that. That's a loss.
The second down lob pass to Dez.
One of the worst.
It's just inexplicable. We could talk about it for 100 years, and it's the only thing they couldn't do was have an incomplete pass. Basically,
Right.
You can have a screen pass, you can have a little foot pass, whatever. But that, even if you get it, like great, you just scored. You gave them 85 seconds left.
And even when they scored with the great play, Prescott, that was a great play call, but every Cowboy fan is thinking there's too much time. And then, like, he's going to come back and kick a field goal. And then there's like an 18-yard pass to Bennett. It's like, oh, no, they're going to score a touchdown. That's it. So how many times do you need to see it? Same thing over and over.
The Rodgers scramble 18-yard down the sideline was just magnificent.
Yep.
It was magnificent.
Guy's pawing on him. He's shoving him away.
Brady's the best quarterback ever. But Rodgers the last couple years, like Brady, maybe Brady could have done that in 75 seconds, but he couldn't have eluded that.
Right.
That's what makes Rodgers. That's what pushes him to another level. It just seemed like he was going to get sacked. They were going to lose the game. Mm-hmm. And he's tiptoeing around. It was incredible. And then to go to Devontae Adams, who was dead 10 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, Devontae Adams died. I'm watching a football game and somebody just died. And then that guy catches 2 touchdowns. For the game winner.
Just they went to him again. Like it was the guy Lewis did a nice job, and then they're like, no, we're going to go right back to it. But Rodgers, MVP, what do you think his odds are?
I looked at this today because I wanted to see what Alex Smith's odds were.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you know. Even odds for Rodgers.
Brady's 5-1, and then incredibly, Alex Smith is 8-1. And I actually think Alex Smith is a good bet.
Yeah, I think so too. But
Alex Smith 8-1. They might go like 14-2, 15-1 this season.
Was he have 11 touchdowns?
Out.
No
He's been
interceptions?
Out.
I know.
Who's played better than Alex Smith?
Nobody. But for Rodgers, I don't think I've seen even this early in the season for an MVP in a long, long time. I can't remember.
So you have a bye week this week.
Yeah. I'm just sick of it. You know how this is. They score the last possession of the first half, and then they get the ball in the second half, and they score in that possession. That is demoralizing to an already bad defense that can't put any pressure. This defense, I was seeing some screen grabs in that last drive. It was insane how they were lining up. There's so many holes in this defense. I don't know what to talk about.
You're 2-3.
Yeah. I looked at this.
Bye week, you're at San Francisco, at Washington. Mm-hmm. That's a split. Home for KC. That's not great.
Falcons, right?
At Atlanta. Then you have 3 straight home games. Philly, LA. I think is that the Chargers? Yeah. And then Washington on Thanksgiving, which all of a sudden is kind of a dangerous game.
Of course, always.
And then if you can get to that last week or last month and kind of hang around, at Giants, at Oakland on a Sunday night, which they might be done at that point. Home for Seattle, at Philly. I don't see how you get to 10 wins.
I looked at 5-5 after 10. That's what I figure. That's a pretty good case scenario. 5-5.
5-5 is like almost
10.
the best case scenario.
Yeah.
So then you'd have to go 5-1 down the stretch because you have to get to 10-6.
You think so?
I think the Eagles go 10-6.
Everyone's crazy about these Eagles. Yeah.
No, I'm not crazy about them. I just think they're going to go 10-6.
Okay.
They have some easy games left too. Wentz is good. You know they I don't know about Goff. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I lost money on the Rams yesterday. I do think, though, like Gurley hits the pylon, that's 7 points gone away. Zerline misses a field goal out of nowhere, never misses a field goal.
Right.
And then Kupp on that game winner, Goff
just a little much.
Threw like 4 miles an hour too fast, but Kupp was somehow wide open.
Right.
And that was a touchdown, but it did feel like a very winnable game. I liked what I saw from Goff, even though he didn't play well.
Didn't he set the record for incomplete passes? Like 25 for the year.
But he didn't break, though.
He didn't break the record?
No, he didn't break. He didn't break emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't feel like he folded. I felt like he kept going. And the final drive, he made some good passes.
I feel like he's a first read guy still. I don't know.
Well, he does stare. He does stare down the whoever the first receiver is. But Wentz, Goff, Deshaun Watson, and like it's just funny. The Browns keep passing up these dudes.
Oh, it's great.
Kaiser was awful.
It's great.
Because I'm a sick person, I had the Jets on a little bit yesterday.
Because you're a sick person.
Well, I was just curious. It was like a car crash, but he was terrible.
And then they benched. There's so much bad wrong with the Browns. You can't even blame Kaiser. I know that's part of it for sure. But it's like taking Fallujah and saying, well, they're always just going to be a third world country because of the air quality. It's just not that good. Yeah, there's 500 things wrong with them. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Took me a while.
Lombardi is written off the class of 04 for QBs.
I was listening to Lombardi and
I thought that was strong.
Yeah. So now it's
Palmer. Then you go through it and it's like, man, Palmer's almost done.
Mm-hmm.
Although he can give you the garbage time fantasy.
Yeah.
Eli, who knows if he's done or not done? He's got no receivers left. They're running the 2-minute drill with Shane Vereen.
I think he wants to be done. I think he's mad that Ben Roethlisberger says, "Oh, maybe I just don't have it anymore." He's like, "That's my line."
Yeah, damn it! Why'd you take that from me? I wonder if they could trade Eli. I haven't looked. I never understand if you can trade big contracts in the NFL. But
where would he go? Jacksonville? Tom Coughlin's
to me,
boy?
like Jacksonville. If they get what happened with that Jacksonville game yesterday was incredible. Obviously, I watched all of that because I had the Steelers in a tease. Fournette had. After that first pick six, Fournette had 8 carries, and he finished with 28. And they just ran. I think he had 20 carries in the second half.
It's phenomenal.
You knew they were running the ball every time. The Jags were like, we're not letting Bortles do anything. Like I think Bortles finished with less yards to the Jaguars than Roethlisberger had to the Jaguars. Roethlisberger had like 104. Jacksonville defensive back yards, and Bortles had 95 yards for the Jags.
I don't know if he completed a pass in the fourth quarter. That's how badly they were beating him. Yeah.
I think one of the announcers at some point talked about how well he was managing the game, which is hilarious. Great handoffs.
You get enough pick sixes, and you can maybe win a game.
Good handoffs by Bortles. Really was handing it left, handing it right.
But your boy Fournette was running guys over, calling them out, like stiff arming, and then
have you ever seen that?
No, not really.
That was like out of a sports movie.
Yeah,
it was like a Friday Night Lights scene. So, if they can get a QB. And there's, they could get Carson Palmer. I'm sure. I don't know how the salaries work because nobody's ever been able to figure out NFL trades, but they can grab one of these guys and just be competent for 12 weeks. That defense is really good.
Yeah.
Fournette's really good.
You think that's the way to go? They're not trading mid-season for like an Eli Manning or a Palmer, right? You're talking next year?
I'm talking right now.
Does that ever happen?
I'm saying like go get Carson Palmer right now.
He's still in the league.
He's still in the league. Just get him. Get anybody.
I don't know.
You can't keep putting Bortles out there. This team might make the playoffs.
The Steelers might want Carson Palmer.
Maybe Roethlisberger.
The thing with Roethlisberger is, the first thing is I can't say his name. The thing though is when he it's not like he's backpedaling and almost getting sacked and throwing like his arms getting hit and it's like he's throwing with that confidence that you remember
right to the other team.
It really does seem like, my God, all right, Antonio Brown's on the other end of this and he's open by 6 yards. Like, oh man, I don't even see a Bumblebee jersey anywhere in the vicinity. What's going on here?
I made a rare mistake. I really just wanted to do a tease this week.
Yeah.
And I love the Eagles, and I just wanted to put anybody with the Eagles and just looked at the Steelers. I went to DVOA. I looked at the Steelers' advanced metrics. They were 3 in the league. But I've seen at least chunks of almost every I think all the Steelers games leading into this game, and he looked terrible in all the games. We talked about it on the podcast. He's had bad throws, missed wide open guys, and
they beat
it all
the
fell apart
Ravens
yesterday.
And it seemed like they're back on track, but.
Yeah.
And this is a simplistic way of looking at it, but the Bell and Antonio Brown have 4 touchdowns combined through 5 games. I know it's like a fantasy nerdy thing to look at, but something's wrong with Ben if that's what's going on.
What struck me is how bad the coaching was, though, because I think the Jags, I want to say they had the #1 pass defense, but they were like last in rush defense.
Yeah, right.
And it seemed like if there was ever a game to just run, and then go play action, this was the game. Instead, the Roethlisberger threw it like 55 times. If I'm playing the Jaguars, like, I just don't want to give them points with my offense.
Yeah.
Like, make them score. Make them do anything. Bortles stinks.
He threw it at least 5 too many times. Roethlisberger.
It was terrible. I'll tell you, the teases have not worked this year.
Well, I'm going to get you on board this week because you haven't done a 3-team tease in a while. You're coming out of retirement.
I had a rough week. Although somehow I went 3-2 in the Super Contest.
Really?
But I had in the column, I had the Rams and the Lions. I handed it in. Then at 2:30 in the morning, right after I'd handed my column, I got your video.
Why should I dissuade you at all?
No, you picked the Panthers
over the Lions. Yeah.
You made a great case about in the video about this line is 2.5. That's suspicious. Something's going on
fishy.
here. You almost did the Francesa. You threw out all logic and you were like, I don't like the way this smells. I'm going the other way.
Right.
And it was brilliant.
Thank you.
It was great.
Well,
why was that line 2.5?
Only took
week?
a month. Yeah, it didn't make sense that they're about the same. In fact, everyone thinks the Lions should be undefeated. The Lions are home. Cam has all this crap, going on all week, and they're still can't even give a field goal at home.
I'm so mad at myself. I have not believed in the Lions this whole time.
Yeah.
I've gone against them over and over again. I think that they were the close luck, all that stuff, and it was like, this is stupid. And then they finally wrote me in. And they wrote me in during the 1 week when it became clear that their offensive line just can't block.
Terrible. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row now he's been running for his life.
I don't like a lot of teams.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's look at it like this. Who gets the buys?
Who gets the buys?
Yeah.
I would say the Chiefs are a great candidate.
I think so, too.
I would say...
Who else in the conference? You say you guys. You're still saying you guys. Yeah, it's got to be.
Our defense is so bad.
I know, and you're still getting the buy.
I haven't seen the Patriots, that Thursday night game, and I don't remember the last time they've done this, where Belichick just said, I just want to get to the 60th minute.
Right.
Every coaching decision in the second half was just, let's move this along. Let's just try to get to minute 60, where they weren't like going for the kill or anything.
Right.
And I think the Pats are a mediocre team that has a great coach and great quarterback, but Gronk can't play 5 straight games. The defense, the front seven's awful. The offensive line has been, Brady's taken more hits in the first 5 weeks than anybody ever imagined. No Edelman has been a real problem. The running backs, they have 4 running backs. All of them are fine. None of them are that. I just don't think it's a very good team. I watched the Chiefs. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these guys have weapons everywhere. Like freaking Tyreek Hill and Hunt and Kelsey. And I think they have more weapons. I don't think that means they'll beat the Patriots in a playoff game.
He's running around, man. He looks like he's going to get destroyed every down, Brady. That offensive line, they have to get somebody to block.
The Bucs, the field goal kicker was an atrocity.
Well, they're going to miss the playoffs 2 years in a row because of a field goal kicker.
Why did they waive him after last Sunday when he missed all those kicks?
I don't know who's around.
I thought for sure they were going to waive him. What happened to Lambeau from San Diego?
He kicked the game winner against the Giants, so I guess
but he missed like 2 of them.
They must have figured, all right, he's got confidence now, but he's helping Jameis out, I think, though, because Jameis distracted away from his incompetence.
Jameis was...
Good Lord.
You never really know until you're rooting against the QB when it's either your team or you have a giant bet. Yeah. I was rooting for Jameis to throw. I didn't think he was gonna.
Right.
I just didn't believe in his accuracy.
So what? But my point is, with the buys, you don't have to be 13-3 to get that second buy.
No, it might be 11-5.
Patriots could be 11-5 and get that second buy. In the NFC, I think it's Tate the Snakes, Panthers, and
it really does feel like
Packers.
That 08. Yeah, Panthers, Packers. It really does feel like 08, though. That weird year when Brady got hurt. I wrote about this in my column on Friday about how it was just a weird year. And like Kerry Collins went 13-3 and DeLone got a 1 seed. And it feels like that might be this year where we look back and we go, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like Jared Goff's a 2 seed.
Right.
Quick break to talk about Bluehost, a top-rated website provider powering over 2 million websites for bloggers or small business owners. Bluehost does everything you need to build, host, and manage the personal or small business website you've always wanted. Design your website your way without being limited by templates. Simple enough for beginners, powerful enough for even the most advanced users. Fully customized templates, third-party app support, a 99.9% uptime guarantee, maximum security, more security than that Detroit offensive line. Not to mention Bluehost 24/7 tech support, online resources, expert services. No wonder it's been the top recommended WordPress host on WordPress.org since 2005. Bluehost makes hosting your website stress-free so you can get back to what matters the most, losing 2-team teasers. And now,
3 teams.
3 teams. Now our listeners save 50% when you sign up at bluehost.com/Bill Simmons. That is bluehost.com Bill Simmons. Can we talk about your pandering fraud of an owner, Jerry Jones?
What's the matter now?
He kneels with the players 2 weeks ago, and now
He did it too.
all of a sudden anyone who disrespects the anthem, he's going to fire or bench.
Yeah, but they have a plan. They're gonna kneel and then together, and then they're gonna, when the anthem comes up, they're gonna salute and honor it. Who cares?
What
about
happened
this
to
stuff?
sticking
Who
up with the
cares?
players?
I don't know. Who cares?
Why does anybody? I mean, I wrote about it 2 weeks ago, and I'm still amazed that anybody took these owners seriously in any way. They're just awful people that will run these players into the ground,
right.
and treat the players like cattle. And any sort of, if they pretend in any sort of way that they are genuine people who care about the welfare of the people they're paying to play football for them, they're just full of shit.
All right.
I hope I don't get fired by ESPN today.
I hope you do.
I actually didn't
Do
get
it
fired.
again.
I should say that.
Let's talk about that.
I got paid every fucking week until my contract.
Did you not kneel for the anthem or
I
something
should have.
for Chris Berman or
Yeah.
what was it? I don't know what to say about Jerry Jones. I mean, I think the players like him as much as players could like an owner, but yeah, overall, you're probably right. There's a little disconnect, and they don't care as much as they should about the players.
Odell's broken ankle?
How about this? I think we lost two quarterbacks aside, the two biggest personalities in football with Watt and Odell. Would you agree? If you don't count any quarterbacks.
I thought with Odell, we lost the most fun receiver.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think, and even you see, like I made DraftKings. By the way, I won a little money last 2 weeks in DraftKings.
You did?
I had some good lineups. But I had Odell on DraftKings, and you always want to have that like $9 million receiver.
Right.
And Odell's always the most fun guy out of that group. But now I don't like, who are the fun guys? It's Antonio Brown's going to get his 10 catches for 90 to 110 yards. He might not score. Jordy Nelson.
Well, what do you mean fun guys? Like, I'm talking big personality. Like,
Yeah,
Beckham's
I'm
a
saying-
big personality. Watt was a big
I'm saying
personality.
fun. Yeah,
They're
yeah,
both
you're right.
gone.
I'm saying like fun for production, fun for highlights.
All right.
Odell was by far the most fun
Sure.
receiver.
Yeah.
And now I don't know who it is. There are no fun receivers now.
No, I don't think so. Let's
AJ
see.
Green
Oh,
yesterday.
AJ Green? Yeah.
But
Nobody-
it's AJ Green.
He just
so.
kind of dominates and is
Yeah.
not, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Nobody's ever had like a really exciting AJ Green conversation.
Right,
Like,
right.
No two football fans, but hey man, did you see
Right.
AJ Green?
He hasn't
He's
fake
fine.
urinated on anything in the end. It's just not that fun with him.
It's like Julio Jones too. Like we don't give him the fun stuff either.
I guess
Yeah.
Julio Jones is our most fun guy now.
yeah. But then
Yeah.
we have to deal with the injury part, so it's like the same thing. We don't know if he's going to be there.
Tyreek Hill would be the most fun guy if he didn't assault women.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of a downer.
Yeah.
It's always like the shadow
That puts a
over
damper on
every
it.
Tyreek Hill
Yeah.
conversation.
What
But
about Hogan? Your boy
Chris
on New
Hogan, the
England.
world's greatest athlete?
I wouldn't trade him for any of those guys you just mentioned. I have him on my fantasy team. He's terrific.
Tate, who do you like out of Rodgers, even MVP, Brady 5-1, Alex Smith 8-1, or your hero Cam Newton 10-1?
I do like the Cam Newton pulling it down the back end, but I think it's Smith, right? They're going to give Cam another MVP.
I think we should step in on Smith 8-1. I can't believe I'm saying
You
that.
think
but
so?
I do.
Here's what
If that
worries me
team,
about
let's say
it.
that team goes 15-1. How does he 15-1? How does he not win the MVP?
I just think Vegas has a weird thing on this because Deshaun Watson and Kareem Hunt, and we went over this on our pod, Tate, they were even for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. This week, Deshaun Watson's minus 300 over Kareem Hunt. Kansas City beat the crap out of Houston yesterday. Deshaun Watson, I love him. I'm excited to see him play in the next 10 years, whatever. He set the garbage time record for yards forever. And for some reason, the 5-0 Chiefs beat the crap out of Houston, and Deshaun Watson's the far bigger choice now. This is weird.
But the SportsCenter highlight was Deshaun Watson. They showed him stepping up when he almost got
Yeah.
sacked and threw that 55-yard
He's been
touchdown.
awesome.
Like they just showed, they're like, he's the guy. We're
All
trying
right,
to show
but
him.
Kareem Hunt, the Chiefs aren't going to lose a game this year.
if Kareem Hunt rushes for 2,200 yards,
Yeah.
you're right. It should be
They're
like
2
a
and
toss
3,
up.
the Texans. That's why I'm worried about your Alex. I don't know why the
let's
Chiefs
do it.
are underappreciated.
Chiefs, home for Pittsburgh, at Oakland, home for Denver, at Dallas, at the Giants, home for Buffalo, at the Jets, home for Oakland, home for the Chargers, home for Miami, at Denver. That feels like 14-2 to me.
Well, when's their first loss? What? I go slower there. First few.
Home for Pittsburgh, win.
Yeah.
At Oakland, win. Home for Denver. Feels like a win Monday night. So that would make them one.
One
two,
of those
three.
is a
Make
night
them
game.
8-0.
Though. Is that Oakland game?
At Dallas? Maybe
weird.
you're up late and you leave Alex
Yeah.
Smith too much time.
Right. That'll never happen.
If they can get past at Dallas and they're 9-0, they have a nice little at Giants, home for Buffalo, at Jets, home for Oakland Chargers stretch. I don't think they get to 9-0.
Andy Reid
Somebody
just
will beat
he
them.
can't go undefeated.
Andy will do something
He can't
dumb.
go undefeated.
Yeah,
Let's hope Eli Manning stops them from being undefeated when they don't have a win. That would be
Oh,
great.
right. That would be fun.
It's one
Who are
win.
can you name the Giants starting receivers next week?
Well, Shepard is no, I can't. I mean, he's definitely out, right?
Yeah.
It's no, I can't do it.
Victor Cruz?
I won't do it.
Should
They're talking about
Victor Cruz come
re-signing him.
back?
They're talking about re-signing him. Yeah.
I need like 24 points from Jordan Howard tonight to win it.
Oh, I saw that.
Or 24, 25.
Yeah.
It's conceivable enough that now I have to watch the Bears-Vikings
Yeah.
game and have my feelings get hurt. I hate fantasy football.
It's an extra touchdown.
I had Palmer. I breezed on it by. I had Palmer, Manning, and Jared Goff. I just picked up everybody.
Why do you
and
do
I
that
stared
to
at it all
yourself?
weekend. And I'm like, who should I do? And finally, I'm like, I'm going to do Palmer. And Palmer had like half a point more than Eli.
You put a poll out on Twitter.
I did.
Did they
I was
tell you
really. I just
Palmer?
wanted to make the right choice.
What did they tell you? They told you Palmer?
It was like pretty split.
It was close.
Yeah, it was pretty split. But yeah, fantasy just hurts my feelings.
It's bad.
Did you think the Rams should have beaten the Seahawks?
No, I thought the Seahawks did a nice job overcoming that win. I know you had the Rams, and and you're right with the pylon and everything in that play, but I think the Seahawks defense finally stepped up. Richardson and Thomas, they're just going to make a couple plays and like, screw this. We're taking it out of the offense's hand, and we're going to win. What they force 5 turnovers?
I think the Seahawks are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
They cannot run the ball. They don't really have a deep threat. Jimmy Graham's not Jimmy Graham anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard for them to score 20 points. They can do it on a Sunday night against Indianapolis, but
They should figure out the running
against
game.
any good defense. I don't think they
Well,
can get
what does a
past
lot
20.
of trouble mean, though? They're one of a couple divisions that nobody wants to win. AFC North, nobody wants to win that. NFC West, it's just going to be them and the Rams.
Can we officially anoint the AFC North as the league's worst division?
I think so. I was looking at the Bengals' chances
Yeah.
of winning the division yesterday. I was like,
That's
it's
the bet,
not,
I think.
It's not
Yeah.
terrible.
Seems like they
What is
figured it
it?
out.
No, I was just looking at the rest
What
of
are
their...
the Bengals' odds, though?
I didn't see... let me look. But I didn't
Tate's
see...
Can you look that up really quick, Tate?
But just looking at their remaining games, like, yeah, they could be in the mix.
I have an email for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a sponsor for the email. Do an email of the week. You have to
Really?
answer just
All
for
right.
this week. Let's see if it works. But we're sponsored by Proper Cloth. Every guy knows it's hard to find a dress shirt that fits. Collar too tight, sleeves too long, shirts too loose. I have some good news. Ordering a custom fit shirt has never been easier thanks to Proper Cloth. Create a custom shirt size in seconds by just answering 10 easy questions. No measuring required. Choose from over 20 collar styles, 10 cuff styles, 500 fabric styles from classic to business. Completely customize your shirt. Get the style that you want. All high quality with the absolute best quality and craftsmanship starting at just $80. Proper Cloth guarantees a perfect fit, meaning if somehow your shirt doesn't fit perfectly, they will remake it for free. Stop wearing shirts that don't fit. Look your best. Go to propercloth.com/BS. Enter gift code BS and you save $20 on your first shirt. Again, propercloth.com/BS. Gift code BS. This email comes from Jess Mullins in Indianapolis. If you were the agent for Dak Prescott, wouldn't you be doing everything in your power to get your client to take a knee before the next game? Force his release and get your client a $20 million a year paycheck early. It's pretty smart.
Wow. Okay, so
Dak
he violates...
forces Jerry Jones's hands. Like, oh, really? You're going to... Oh, I'm
Right.
going to take a knee. What are you going to do? Why don't you give me a raise? Oh, you're going to release me? I'll go get $20 million a year from the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. No?
I don't know. If you
Yeah,
want
I
to play,
liked it.
you want to play for the Jaguars.
Little
I guess.
chicken.
I don't know if that's a good move. Are they signing these players? Like, all these owners are reluctant to sign the Nealers. Oh, it would be such a big thing. I like the email though. I do.
Kaepernick should officially just be offended. I wrote on Friday, I think he should sue the NFL. Brandon Weeden got signed by the Titans because he knows the offense. He came in, all he did was,
Right.
he's throwing ducks and he's just awful. And as soon
should
as he
be on
came
the
in, the
team.
game's over. Kaepernick should be on a team.
He should be on a team for sure.
Should
Yeah.
be on one of these teams.
Right.
If you're Terrell Pryor, won't you just put your hat in the ring and say, I can play quarterback better than most of these people?
That's interesting. He's stuck on Washington
Yeah.
now as their number one
Yeah.
receiver.
At some point.
He's got to be mad that
2 more weeks.
You're watching Blake Bortles enough. You're just like, hey, I
Yeah,
can do
maybe
that.
he does the kneeling thing and he ends up the
He
Jaguars
does it
quarterback.
when he's going out to receive.
Right.
I think we should actually be rooting for the Jags to make the playoffs because then we get to bet against Blake Bortles.
You think so?
Yeah. I can't believe
All
Matt
right.
Moore can't play for a team.
Matt Moore should
Matt
play
Moore's
for the
like half
Dolphins.
decent.
He should play for the Miami
Yeah,
Dolphins.
maybe he should play for that
should be the
team.
Did
Bingo-
Cutler have fewer than 100 yards passing
Yes.
yesterday again?
Yeah, Jags
He
and
just-
Dolphins.
He looks
Right.
really flat out terrible.
Yeah.
Really, 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 truly awful.
Bengals plus 500 for the division.
That could be good.
I looked up when Roethlisberger had 0 TDs and 5 picks.
Yeah.
I went on Football References Play Index, which allows you to look up any single game and put in. So I was like, I wonder how many people have done this. I figured it was like 5 people. Mm-hmm. It was like dozens and dozens of people.
Really?
Yeah, it happened all the time. Todd Blackledge had 0 TDs and 6 picks.
Wow.
Yeah,
But we call it the Delhomme, the 4
the
picks.
Delhomme is the
4.
4 with a pick 6 was the Delhomme.
Right.
I christened that the Delhomme.
This is different.
Roethlisberger had a double Delhomme.
The double Delhomme.
He
I
had
like
the
that.
5 picks with the Delhomme combo, mayo and bacon.
Oh, the Dolphins. Wow, this is weird. Dolphins hired Charlie Sheen as offensive line
What?
coach. Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, I think.
no.
Yeah.
They continue to be the most exciting offensive line. Who do we like tonight? Chicago, Minnesota.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to apologize in advance for Mitchell Trubisky? Tate, this is a big, big spot.
I'm excited.
You
he
are.
gets Monday Night Football, his first game against the best. Well, he's going against the best defense, but I think he's gonna have a good time. The Bears are better than people give him credit for because Glennon's so bad.
Bears beat the Steelers. Not looking as great now.
Yeah.
No, that would look. I would take the points, but I don't love this game. But
If the Jaguars called Belichick today and said, "We'll give you our 2018 and 2019 first round picks and a 2020 second rounder, give us Garoppolo,"
ooh,
what does Belichick do?
I don't think he takes the call. I think he laughs anytime Jaguars call. I think he's only taking calls from the Bills. It's like those players do well on the Patriots. We can mold them.
Okay.
Would you give him up? No.
I think if there was ever a time
Really?
to get 200 cents in the dollar for him, it's right now.
Yeah, maybe.
The Jaguars have been completely irrelevant for 10 years, and that owner has not even sniffed the playoffs. And if I'm that owner, I'm in the mode.
He's not a lazy owner either.
No.
He plays Shad Khan. He pays big money for defense.
They did a
and-
nice job with
Yeah.
their defense. I like
know.
the moves they
I know.
made.
I feel
Their
bad
defense
for
is legit good. Jalen Ramsey's really good.
Yeah.
He was like all over the place. I really thought,
Yeah, that was a highlight reel for that defense.
as bad as Roethlisberger was, their defense was also really good. It was the rare.
Yeah, they were
combo.
just not good against the Jets when I bet them -3.
We just shouldn't bet. What about this? Let's just not bet.
No, that's
We
not
should
gonna
have
happen.
taken big underdogs each week. We would have
Yeah.
been better off.
I'm gonna
The-
smack you in the face, right? I can't reach you, but
Thursday night is the best game of the week.
yeah.
And is arguably the best non-opening night Thursday night game I can remember. Usually the opening
Yeah.
night Thursday night game's really good, and then after
Yep.
that, not really
All
good.
downhill. They don't have
this
good
is
matchup.
a great game.
And
Like,
yet I hate that it's on Thursday night because
I know.
one of the teams isn't going to do anything for the first half, and we're not going to get a good indication of who's the second best team in the NFC.
Philadelphia at Carolina. Carolina, Cam now is just embracing being the villain, I think.
It's good.
Just go the whole
Solid.
9 yards.
Good for him.
He's like, you know what? I meant what I said to the female reporter.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not apologizing. I'm a dick.
Right.
I'm a dick. Fine.
It took 2 days to figure it out, and he should,
Yeah.
he should go that route.
You know what? I don't think women should be in the locker room, and
Right.
and I said my piece. So I'm gonna go play football now.
Yep.
Everybody can fuck off. Like I would rather he did that. Just be a villain.
Yeah.
Obviously, he felt that way.
He pretty
like-
much did do that.
Yeah.
Just read between the lines a little. Yeah. I'm not waiting for the yogurt industry to weigh in on this. I think Cam's good, and I think he's solid.
Dannon was very
Not
upset.
happy. That's
How
right.
dare you offend our yogurt eating customers?
I threw all my yogurts away.
You did.
Oh, my
I'm out on Dannon.
She did.
See?
Tate went into the Ringer refrigerator throughout the day to there. Is that-
People are boycotting football and yogurt. It was such a weird season.
We got to get Tate a fuck Dannon t-shirt. Dannon will not be sponsoring the BS podcast. We don't want you either. They went to Dak, much safer bet.
Right, I know. That's why he can't do this thing. The
You could almost feel they had like a meeting with all the marketing people. And they're
Right.
like, we got to switch quarterbacks, but we can't switch to a white quarterback. That would look weird.
Right,
so
exactly.
Bob, can you make a list of all the black quarterbacks? They go
Yes.
through like, oh, Dak Prescott, great.
You're right. It would have been a great
Yeah.
meeting.
Poor Tyrod Taylor. He was that close to
Tyrod, he was second call. He's almost there. They're like, what about Jameis? Nope, cross him off.
Deshaun Kaiser, no, he lasted a quarter.
Thursday night, Panthers home for the Eagles. I said Panthers by 5.5.
You went a little heavy. I went slightly high too. I went 3.5. It's 3. So I get that.
I'd like to apologize to America because I said before the year that I would ride the Panthers for as long as Luke Kuechly was upright
defense
and
showed up.
walking and knew his
Right.
own name. And unfortunately, I stopped doing that. And Luke Kuechly has been in there, and the Panthers defense is really good when he plays.
All right. Well, we'll just wait and see if they accept your apology, America. But that's as good as back-to-back road wins as you'll get, right? New England and at Detroit.
It made me feel a little bit better about the Pats.
Sure.
That they also look good the next week. The part I don't understand is how Ed Dixon is as good as Greg Olson.
Better for some reason yesterday. Yeah.
Because I did the same thing everyone else did when Greg Olson got hurt. You're like, oh, I'll pick up their backup on in my free agent auction, and then you go look up Ed Dixon. It's like, oh, he's terrible. Like that's a waste of
Right.
free agent money. And now he looks like Greg Olson.
Tate, I know you're not in love with McCaffrey, but is it guys open now? Is that it? It's like it opens up the offense now that you have to key on McCaffrey sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's Funches too. Funches
has been the
he's really
breakout
opened
guy.
everything up. They needed a number one. They thought it was Benjamin.
Yeah.
It's just not Benjamin.
All right,
It's
but Funches was there last year.
Tell you this, though.
It's gotta, I don't know. It just
Lions
seems like
were
a
about
nice
to win
little-
that game,
Yeah.
third and whatever, and Kelvin Benjamin got wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That nice play.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he's good at. He's like a third down big
good.
receiver.
That was nice. I think McCaffrey is a tall Danny Woodhead. That's my takeaway
think so?
after watching it for 5 weeks. Not really totally a compliment.
That was maybe the smartest play. Yeah, the shovel pass, getting him the touchdown. It was easy enough. Obviously, they needed the points, and it's like now he's got some confidence.
Every single week we give him a charity touch or a charity touchdown attempt.
Really?
I'm tired of it.
Wow, you don't like him. It's a month in. Your team's 4-1.
He's the white Tavon Austin. You just kind of have to work him in.
I can't stand it.
Just because he's not offensive rookie of the year in the conversation, he's done good things for this offense. I think. All right.
Sunday, the marquee game. Kansas City Chiefs going for 6-0 at home against the artist formerly known as Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have the Chiefs. Did I already give away what my guess was? I think I did it accidentally.
Did you? I don't know.
The Chiefs. I have the Chiefs giving 6. I had some problems with this one.
Well, you're gonna have a big problem after I tell you what it is because I also had 6. Chiefs favored by 3. Come on.
The cousin Sal rule. This is keep
is
your
it.
guard up.
Keep your guy.
Keep your guard up.
I'm not taking the Steelers here, but that's impossible that they're only a 3-point
Is
underdog.
this a Romo game?
Oh, it's got to be, right?
It's got to be a Romo game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear him
I'm
break down
excited.
Roethlisberger. Jim, I just don't see a guy that has any confidence.
I'm convinced Tony has a helmet on when he's calling these games. I know they go to him, but I think he's ready to hit the field anytime. Anytime.
Oh, I didn't think of Romo for the Jaguars.
Oh, right.
There it is. He'd save the Jaguars. We're going to lose Tony Romo to the Jaguars. Can you text him and tell him that's sign there?
How much would Jim Nance get
Tell
for
him
him this
Simmons
time?
said the Jaguars are really horrible
I think he
organization.
knows better. I
We
think he
can't
knows
lose
better.
Romo to.
No, you're right.
If the Jags offered him what? $5 million for 12 games?
Reconstructed back. I don't know how he'd have to do it. I can't believe Pittsburgh's only a 3-point underdog here. And how about this? You give your fans half refund if you don't score 10 points at home. How about something like that?
The Steelers have not looked well coached to me
No.
in these first 5 games. They look super sloppy. And the game plan they had yesterday was just an abomination. All right. We don't have a poop fecta this week. There is no poop fecta quality game, but what we do have are the apple pickers.
Oh, good.
5 games that you're better off going apple picking with your girlfriend
I like
or wife or your daughters
Right.
over watching any of these games. First one, Houston at home for the Browns of Cleveland. The Houston just losing dudes. They lost two A-list starters.
Doesn't matter.
I have them laying 8.
Doesn't matter for this game. Yeah.
Don't let me tease this. Give me the strength not to tease this.
No, you're gonna do it.
Give me the strength.
I have 9, and it's 10.5.
Oh,
This is a win.
that seems too high.
Too high. What Cleveland is this? Like it's been said, like this could be the worst Cleveland team. And people defend Hugh Jackson. People went crazy on me when I said Hugh was like 1-18 or something. Now he's 1-20 over his last 21. I'm sorry, he was 8-8 with the Raiders in 2011, but
Great offensive coordinator.
that's another Fallujah situation. There's a lot wrong with that, and I don't even get on him for going for it on 4th and 2, but you got to make it. If you're 1-20, you have to convert that. That's it.
Washington at home for the Niners. The Niners are doing just a wonderful job of staying close every game and then blowing it in the end to try to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it's brilliant.
2 overtime losses.
They hang around. They should have won. It's, oh, damn, we didn't win again. Oh, we're going to get the number 1 pick. Darn
Right.
it. I have Washington favored by 10.
Good call. Well, it was 9.5. It went to 10. I only had it as 8. But all right. So there's 2.
Niners are hanging in these games.
Yeah, but it's funny. The spreads are so low. They didn't even cover that.
I know.
Game.
I know.
Spread 11 spreads were 3 or less yesterday.
The biggest DraftKings lock every once a month is T.Y. Hilton against a bad team at home.
Oh, that's good.
It's a guaranteed 150 yards from T.Y. He
Yeah.
lights up the bad teams at home. He really steps it up a notch. Ravens, home for the Bears of Chicago. You know what? I'm going to change my pick, even though I wrote down 3. I'm going to say 3.5.
Way higher. I had 7, and that's what it is.
Wow. They stink.
Well,
The
some
Ravens
of these
aren't
teams-
good.
Chicago, short week on the road. You
Yeah.
can't make
Can
that
the
too
Ravens
low.
really be 4-2?
Sure. Why not? Why?
God.
I don't know who wins that division. I really don't know.
I should
really
have gone
don't know.
higher than that. I don't think the Ravens are good. And that was a team I thought could get to 10 wins in the division just because of their D, but
Well, I think they got up big, and EJ Manuel's one of those quarterbacks we discussed who can't, down 10 or down 14, just not going to take them back. But it became only 2 4 p.m. games that you could watch yesterday after that.
last
Oh,
apple picker, Tampa at Arizona. I had Bucks by 3.
I had 2.5, and it's 2.
Oh man, the Cardinals stink.
I know, but
That's a disgrace.
let's discuss this Cardinals. They're gonna pay a bounty to us. We're gonna bet them. We're gonna pick our spots
to go against them.
Yeah, I don't think this is one of them though.
Do you like Lombardi's theory that bad offensive lines don't travel well?
I kind of like
I
that.
don't so they're like meat.
It is interesting. It's like
You can't
breakfast.
ship
It's like
meat
you don't
in
order breakfast. Yeah,
don't do the breakfast on delivery.
Yeah,
That's
but then
a bad
Seattle
offensive line.
was, although their offensive line wasn't great yesterday, but they won on the road.
Last one, Oakland at home against the Chargers, who we wrote off last week, but now we're lingering for a wild card at 1-4. Oh wait, they're not lingering at all. I had the Raiders by 3.5. My guess would be Derek Carr comes back for this one, but there's no way to know.
I had 3, and there's no line because of Derek Carr. And let me just say, our friend and publicist, Louis K.,
Yeah.
also represents the Chargers and has asked us to lay off. And has
Did
asked,
he texted you?
Also asked me to not say to lay off, but that part I'm going to ignore.
I'll clip this off and send it to him.
No, yeah, you're going to have
No.
to send it to him.
It's a PR push.
He doesn't want us bagging on the Chargers. Simmons doesn't know what to say. He's beat
I
red.
can't call Dean Spanos dumbass Dean Spanos.
Just
I'm
listen.
still going to do it. I'm sorry. I
The
love Louis.
publicist for the Chargers has a hard enough job, I think is what we're saying. They don't have any fans showing up to the games.
Would you see the Eli quote?
What did he say?
There was all these stories about the Eli 2004 trade, and
Yeah.
he thanked Ernie Accorsi, the Giants GM, because he was like, if it wasn't for Ernie, I'd be playing in a soccer stadium in LA right now.
Wow.
Shots fired!
You see what Louis K has to put up with?
Oh my God.
That's it. We're done. We're not bagging on the Chargers anymore.
Yeah, we'll never mention this again in the podcast either. We'll never mention the Louis K.
No.
The barely watchables. The Saints back from a incredible bye week. One of their best bye weeks they've ever had by all accounts. Home for the Detroit Lions. I think I hit this exact. Saints by 2.5.
We both said 2.5. It's 3.5.
Okay.
Little high, but coming off a bye, like you said.
Okay.
Detroit's offensive line is messed up.
Falcons home for Miami. I can't. If you take anything from this podcast, take the fact that Jay Cutler is awful. Both Sal and I have watched him. You might have missed the Dolphins, so maybe you need somebody else's opinion on it. Well, here are two opinions. Jay Cutler's terrible. He's really awful.
You know
Not
what?
Bortles awful, but awful.
Our friend Louis K represents Jay Cutler.
Oh, he
asked
does?
us- yeah.
He
I'm
represents
sorry.
Kristen Cavallari.
I have a whole list of people. Mike Pence is we really have to go back and
My pitch just stood up and walked out. I had the Falcons by 9 against Miami.
yeah, you got it. I went low. I said 7. It's 10.5.
Oh, they're dying to get teased.
Well, so you see what's going on here.
The three-teamers set it
You
in
love it. And we
motion.
haven't even gotten to the best one yet.
Oh,
but
God. Well, I do like the Falcons. I like to bet against any team that their offensive line coach resigned in disgrace after cocaine scandal 6 days before the game.
Hold on. Oh, they just hired Charlie Sheen is out. Kirstie Alley is the new offensive line coach. Yeah. There's a lot of updates.
Kelsey Grammer's going to help out.
You miss a lot.
Patriots at the Jets. We do this wins pool every year. 2 teams were not taken. The Jets and the Browns. Jets with 3 wins.
3 wins.
I took the Niners with the last 30th and last pick over the Jets. Niners with 0 wins. So that didn't work out.
Who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen it?
I'm going to say nobody saw this coming. It's the rarely seen in sports. Absolutely nobody saw this coming. The Jets being 3-2 and the Giants being 0-5.
Right.
I did not read that prediction anywhere.
Nope. No, I never would
Jets
have
at
bought
the
it.
over.
Pats, I had giving 8.5 at the Jets. Probably too low.
It's too low, although I said, wait, where the hell is this now? 8.5 is too low. 7.5, what I said is way too low. 9.5. So what's wrong with this 3-team teaser?
Yeah.
Patriots,
Yeah.
Falcons over the Dolphins, Washington over San Francisco, or Houston over Cleveland.
I'm not putting Houston in a tease.
Okay. Not Washington. You think San Francisco's too frisky?
I need to think about it some
All
more.
right,
I
hold
like
on.
2 of those.
Okay, there's another one coming up.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
We're going to go to the watchables, and I think this is a good time to pick our captain of the week.
Okay.
Captain Morgan, they make a lot of rums, all kinds of rums, spice, coconut, you name it. And they really like when you drink like a captain and you act like a captain. And you're basically a captain. They believe in the captain of all of us. Aaron Rodgers is my captain this week, and here's why. Fantasy in our Slack, our NFL Slack, that was especially funny yesterday. Fantasy just slacked. I really like watching Aaron Rodgers play sports.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel. It was really fun when he got the ball back. I know it wasn't fun for you.
No, but
But
it
as
is-
a football fan, it's
Yeah.
like there's a minute 10 left. I have a feeling he's going to do something awesome. I can't wait for this. They go to commercial, they come back. It was just exciting. It was like vindicated my whole decision yesterday to do nothing and watch TV with my nephew for 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers, the captain, man. It was great. Just the way he carried himself, and
Yeah.
he's just he's one of a kind. It was something. It was like the whole Aaron Rodgers package.
Does Jason Garrett get co-captain? There's no Aaron Rodgers isn't captain if Jason Garrett isn't
That's true.
born
Maybe he's the
last
assistant
week.
captain.
No,
who's
he's
your
great.
captain of the week?
Let me just add to yours real quick. There are some, and obviously it's a devastating loss for Cowboys fans, but there is an appreciation when a guy like Aaron Rodgers does it to you. Philip Rivers
Yeah.
would come down and be like, "Oh, that's just so shitty."
Yeah, you
But
take it personally.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is a good captain.
Very few QBs over the years where, as they're kicking your team's ass, you're kind of like, that's pretty. That guy's great.
Yeah,
I don't even feel that bad.
absolutely.
We just got topped by an awesome quarterback.
My captain and Tate the Snake led me into this. Jets head coach Todd Bowles.
Oh,
0-2, dead to rights. Let's go back before that. They get rid of everyone who's 30 years of age or older. Anyone who's played 30 games in the league is gone from the team. They're scrapping this team. It's dead. Richardson, gone. They're getting rid of him.
They got rid of him.
0-2. And listen, best years behind them, but Mangold, Brandon Marshall, Decker, Revis, these guys are all like leadership qualities are, it's hard to, that's the intangible you take. Todd Bowles, he does it. And like Tate says, through week 5, the only team, the only coach who's reached his over-under was 2.5 wins.
Amazing.
Sometimes, somewhere it was 3 wins, but he's at least He's at least got it. And, look, next week probably lose by 40 to New England. That's next week. This is this week, and Todd Bowles is my captain of the week.
It's the second greatest thing he's done other than play Bunny in The Wire.
That's right.
It's the second greatest accomplishment
That was a
ever.
good job. Well, apologies to Harvey Weinstein, but Todd Bowles, my captain of the week.
The watchables. There's two.
Let's do it.
Packers at Minnesota.
Yeah.
I feel good about this pick. Packers by 3.
I know, but they didn't put a line on it. I had Packers by 4. Can we pretend there's not a huge difference between Bradford and Case Keenum at this point?
There shouldn't be.
Put
no.
a line on that. There's no line.
I can't believe this is the second best game of the week.
Green Bay, Minnesota?
Of the second best game of Sunday. No. Jacksonville hosting the Rams of Los Angeles.
Oh.
I can't wait to watch this game. I really enjoy the Rams.
It is bizarre.
I find myself, I root for Jared Goff. I like the 31-year-old coach. I'm confused why Sammy Watkins was, I don't know whether the Seahawks shut him down or he had a bad game or what, but he was invisible in that game.
When he's not
He's
injured,
really bad.
he should be doing
He should at
things.
least have like 4 catches.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
he was 0 for 4 when they threw to him.
Right.
I think he tweeted something about Goff freezing him out or something like that.
Did he?
Too.
Oh,
I
that's
think
smart.
it's-
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's smart. That's a good thing to do.
Because I think Torrey Holt tweeted he's like 1 catch in 2 weeks, and then he like did something with like the zipper mouth or something. Everyone was like,
no.
"Oh, Goff's freezing him out," and it became a whole thing.
Right.
Cooper Kupp taking his catches.
Cooper Kupp's pretty good.
Cooper Kupp needed one more.
I had the Jags by 3. At home.
I had 3 also. It's 2.5. They're not
You're
pulling
going to
the
beat
trigger
me
on
this
it.
week.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Wait. How many more are left?
2.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think I am going to beat you. I think
Damn
I'm
it.
up. I think I'm up 1. Let's
I'm a
see.
little off. I'm a little off with my compass. Sunday night is a really terrible, terrible, terrible football game. And yet again, I encourage you. Great. This is probably a pretty good day to go apple picking. Or maybe like steer toward late afternoon.
Yeah.
Broncos at home against the decimated New York Football Giants. Decimated.
Yep.
Destroyed.
Let me just say, because the Monday night game is off the board, if you get this right, you tie me.
Really?
Yeah, so really try.
Well, I picked Broncos by 8. I'm not going to sway from that. Probably too low.
It was too low, but I went even lower. I said Broncos by 7, and it's 10.5. And I'd like to introduce you to your third team on your 3-team teaser.
I would graciously accept
Okay, there
it.
you
Let's
go.
do that right after. I need to go big after this week. Broncos, Pats, Falcons.
Broncos, Pats, Falcons.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm in.
Perfect. McAdoo minus 200 to get fired first.
And Chris Collinsworth minus 400 be like, I mean, he doesn't have any receivers out. He doesn't have a single receiver out there.
Chris may have to put a uniform on. Collinsworth would make the depth chart at this point.
What day does Victor, let's do Captain Morgan's Make Believe Casino. What day does Victor Cruz publicly lobby to get re-signed by the Giants?
What day this
Yeah.
week?
Tuesday?
I don't know if this will post before that happens.
This probably already happened.
Yeah.
He should do a direct TV spot where it's just, "Hi, I'm Victor Cruz."
Which, I know, yeah. Which receivers, what's going to be the most outrageous? Like, T.O.? Like, will he want to come back? Like,
Yeah, what?
Ocho Cinco?
Steve Smith?
They're going to come out of
Anquan
the
Boldin?
Yeah. You don't lose 4 receivers. Like, that. Something's got to give here.
Monday night, the Titans home against the Colts of Indianapolis, and the Colts have somehow kind of hung around in this division. They're 2 and 3.
also. Tennessee
If they-
2 and 3.
They can somehow pull this off and get to 3 and 3 by the time Luck comes back. All of
Right.
a sudden, who knows? 9 and 7 might win that.
Well,
division.
is Luck out for sure? Like, I think ESPN's going to get lucky this week. If this was last week, they would have had no Luck, no Mariota. It may get both, right?
ESPN is going to send Jim Irsay $5 million to tell his team to pretend Luck might play on Monday night
Right.
to at least get the curiosity.
I don't think they have $5 million.
I have the Titans by 6. I guess we don't have a line there.
There's no line. I had Titans by 3. We tied for the week. I'm still up 3-2 to 1 after 6 weeks.
Can we talk about the baseball playoffs really quick?
Yeah, 4 games today.
4 games today. One about to happen with the Red Sox. Hopefully it doesn't get rained out. But yesterday, my season was over. We're down 3-0 with Doug Fister. I can't say I was confident yesterday.
No.
Mookie saves this 3-run homer.
Right.
Start kind of coming back, crawling back. All of a sudden we have the lead. David Price comes in. He's like lights out. He's throwing 95 high heaters. Mm-hmm. Pull it off. I started getting ideas. I think the Astros are better, but this is not an inconceivable comeback now.
You need a good
I love the baseball players.
48 hours. It's fun. And I think your plan for the Patriots should work for the Red Sox. Like, forget about this pitching. Let's just beat the hell out of the ball, right? Let's win these games 9-6.
John Farrell's been he hasn't been a full atrocity. He's more like an atrocity light, like a light beer, like an atrocity light. But benching Rafael Devers in game 2, I'll never get over. I'll think about it right before I die. How stupid it was.
Hench didn't have an opinion on it, did he?
His OPS was like over 1,000 against lefties.
Right.
He's 20 years old. He's one of the guys who's the future of the team. Like, we're not winning the World Series with this team. Get this dude some playoff reps.
Yeah.
We're going to bench him for Devin Marrero? That was so stupid. I mean, they were going to lose that game anyway. But
one of those teams is going out today, Red Sox or Yankees.
I will say I watched a lot of baseball, and the Indians, the teams are really good. Like, these top to bottom, like the Indians, the Dodgers. I think the Astros, the starters aren't at the level of the other teams, but just really good young power, speed, defense.
Yeah, and even Arizona, who's in the lower echelon of those 8 teams that we're talking about, beat the crap out of the Dodgers. So they could win 2 at home, and this could be a series.
I almost went to the Dodger game on Saturday with Ben. Mm-hmm. I was monitoring the secondary market prices just for fun the whole day, kind of watching them. People start to panic and they start lowering them and lowering them.
What did you want it to get to?
I didn't know. I was just curious to see what the market was, but it definitely does.
That's fun to watch. Yeah.
Speaking of Ben, it's time for America's favorite segment.
Oh,
Parent Corner.
Yeah.
Brought to you this week by MyBookie.
Is that right?
From a gambling standpoint, we're going to remember the 2010s as the decade when live betting took off, and where you're betting at is just as important as who you're betting on. Here's an idea. Go to mybookie.ag. They've been in this business for years. Their reputation is rock solid. They do 100% cash bonuses. Off the bat, you're making money for doing nothing. Fastest payouts, 2 business days. In-game live betting, the most rewarding player perks in the business. And an all-new mobile site that makes wagering on the go a breeze. What was your favorite in-the-moment live bet you almost did yesterday?
Packers plus 160 on the last drive.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Plus 160.
Well, because I think they figured they would tie.
Yeah.
And then overtimes, whatever.
Lay down some cash. Try to win big today. Join now. MyBookie will match your deposit with up to a 100% bonus. MyBookie.ag. Use promo code Bill Simmons to activate the offer. You play, you win, you get paid. You want to go first with Parent Corner?
Yeah, I don't have a great one, but did you guys watch Hell in the Cell last night?
He doesn't care about wrestling anymore.
What?
Yeah, he cares.
What does that mean?
Now his new obsession is baseball cards.
Wow.
He goes on. He watches people open baseball cards and wants baseball cards for his birthday. The funny thing is he barely watches baseball. Like the Red Sox had this do or die playoff game, and instead of watching the last 3 innings with me, he was on YouTube watching people open baseball.
So that's
cards.
what they did. Wow, that's fun. I have a friend, but he's almost 50 that does the same thing, but just watches.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's exciting. And then see what you get.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, this leads into what I'm saying. The gist of my thing is that I think wrestling's in trouble because last night Shane McMahon went up against Kevin Owens.
I saw it. I did see this match. Yeah.
He climbs to the top.
He's our age.
Now he did that already. He is our age. Exactly. That's my bit. He climbs to the top. And we've seen him jump. We saw from the first row him jump almost in our laps.
Frightening.
Spectacular. Probably the most spectacular live thing we'll see, right?
Yeah.
With that close. He does it again, and my kids, my 12-year-old, my 9-year-old, like, that's just boring. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
What are these guys? They have to just jump from planes? What has to happen? So I feel my heart goes out to Vince McMahon and everyone in WWE because I don't know what you need to do to keep these kids, these smug punks, their attention.
It was inevitable. Like it kept going up and up and up, and it's like now the risk would be just somebody dying when they do it.
Right.
I don't. They can't go any higher.
No.
I also don't know why they had to use that Shane McMahon jumping off the cell card for this random October 8th pay-per-view that's going
I was thinking
against
the same
football,
thing.
and it's like
I was
baseball
thinking the same thing.
playoffs and
Yeah.
Curb and all these shows.
Right.
I watched the last 15 minutes of Wisdom in the Crowd yesterday with Piven.
Oh, do you like it?
Piven, as you know, is my favorite celebrity.
You love him.
He's the only unself-aware celebrity we have anymore.
Have you had him on the podcast?
I would. Nothing would make me happier.
Okay.
In my
He's
entire
actually
life.
never heard of a podcast.
He doesn't know.
Just get him here. He won't know he's on it. Just
You
have
won't
him
know,
talking.
but I didn't realize like Piven. It's a different side of Piven.
Oh, it
in
is?
Wisdom of the
Okay.
Crowd. Yeah, it's a more emotional, sensitive side. He's
Nice.
trying to save lives though.
Wow. Okay.
He's not like Ari trying to whatever. He's
Interesting.
quite a show.
I like it. You don't watch episodes, did you? I thought it
didn't
ended
watch
up nice.
episodes.
Oh, it's really good. Really good.
I know-
That's it. See, the series is over.
Are you in or out on Curb so far through 2 eps?
I thought about why I don't love it as much. Like I got excited for it coming back, and I'm like, 4 out of 6 of these premises are just ridiculous. It just wouldn't happen.
It's a little like the wrestling.
Yeah, I guess
Keep
it is.
climbing
Yeah,
higher
I
and
think-
higher and higher.
I think if Vince talks with Larry David, they'll find a happy medium. How to make him
The best idea they had was having Ted Danson date
love
Cheryl.
that.
Cheryl is
That
good.
was very funny.
My parent corner thing. My daughter has been in a slime
Oh yeah.
for about a year and a half, and it got to the point where my wife basically banned the slime.
Really?
It was like, I'm taking your phone unless you give up slime. So,
So
it
tell
went
everyone
away.
what slime is, because my
Slime-
cousin Jimmy did something with a bunch of kids who get millions of views on YouTube for making slime.
So slime is basically, it's like shaving cream with other creams, and you put all this mix together, and it becomes this big mound of stuff that you play with, almost like Play-Doh. It's like what Play-Doh is crossed with. It's slimier. It's hard to make. It's got to have the right consistency, and for some reason, all of these idiot 5th, 6th, and 7th graders are doing this all the time. And then some girl got burned, like she put something that shouldn't have gone in there, and her hands got burned, and all the parents that we know, including us, were like, "This is great. Nobody will make slime anymore."
Right.
Nope, didn't scare the
Made
kids
it more
off.
popular. Yeah.
So now, my daughter thinks she's like Guy Fieri with the slime, and it's not just about the shaving cream anymore. It's about what else she can put in. So stupid me, I didn't know she was making slime again. I go to New York 2 weeks ago, and I bring shaving cream with me that I just bought. I bought this travel thing of shaving cream. I'm like, this is great.
I love what it's going.
Bring it to New York. I go to shave, and it's gone. There's no shaving cream in it, but I didn't realize it. So at like 12:45 at night, I have to walk outside and go to a pharmacy and go get shaving cream because I had a meeting the next morning. So I'm calling my daughter. I'm yelling at her. Last week, I go to put my contacts in. My contact solution is almost gone.
Oh, come on.
I just bought it. It's gone. And I can't find it, so I don't even know it's almost gone yet because it's not where I keep it. And I'm looking around and I can't find it. And I'm like, Zoe, did you take my? She's like, oh, hold on, I'll bring it back. So she brings it back. There's like no contact solution. left in it.
Wow.
My wife has this like $65 hand cream that she puts next to the sink. And we notice it's just there's none left because you can see it. It's in glass. So we realize our daughter, who doesn't lie, but is this serial stealer of ancillary bathroom items, so she can make this fucking slime that she has a secret Instagram account with one of her friends, and they does slime for hours, and they talk about it, and they put it on Instagram, and I hate it so much. I just hate it, and now it's affecting my life.
Well, here's what you have to do. You
Yeah.
have to embrace it, and you have to make your daughter become one of these people who are making $100,000 a month off of this dumb slime.
Is that what I should do?
Yeah, that's what you do. I'm telling you, Jimmy did a thing with these people, these kids, and they're set for life because it's dumb slime, and it's just the camera's on the slime and the process of making it and putting it together, and all this stuff, like you said, solution, contact solution, everything else, and it's a big winner.
She likes it because I had shaving cream from the shaving cream I bought, stuff other people have sent me. So she's like been secretly just sneaking into our bathroom and stealing different things.
Nice.
And
The fact that you're not blaming Ben right away is what a
well,
testament. that is.
Ben is there if she needs somebody to lie
Right,
for
right,
her
right.
because he's a liar. But I just can't believe this is where we are as parents.
Yeah.
Like my daughter's 12 and a half. She's making like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right. It could be
Well,
worse.
if-
She
if
could be
any-
dealing on the corner.
Yeah, it could be different substances.
Yeah, exactly.
At least it's slime.
Anyway, Gillette, best a man can get. Send Bill some shaving cream.
Hey, what she was using was Gillette. And speaking of Gillette, so anyway, that's this week in Parent Corner.
All right. Pretty
my,
good.
My son's a liar, and my daughter steals items from us to make slime. Thanks to what do you have to plug?
Let me just against all odds. Wednesday night,
What are we doing? We're doing Rookie of the Year, MVP.
rookie of the year. There's college football. There's going to be baseball.
What are
World
House
Series.
and I doing? We're doing all the
Oh,
NBA
you guys.
awards.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So rookie of the year, MVP. You did the wins totals. We could do divisions. We could do. There's all sorts of weird like points per game.
There's a couple good division ones to cover.
You do. All
Yeah,
right.
the Oklahoma City division I think is the most fun one to talk
I'm
about.
excited. All right.
There's a good Charlotte's case took a hit. How long's Batum out?
They're saying
8 to
6
10 weeks or
Yeah, they're
something?
saying 6 to 8. Then I've heard 8
Yeah.
to 10. Then some people said the whole season. So
That was one of
It's up
our
in the air.
locks, me and House, with Charlotte over 42 wins.
All right.
And
Well, we'll
unfortunately-
revisit that. And let me just say Jimmy Kimmel Live, Chadwick Boseman, January Jones music from Donnie Harrison. That's music. I thought that's a free safety of the Jaguars. And hit me at @DCousinSal on Twitter. There you go.
You know the Philly's really mad at Lombardi.
Because of Doug Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad, right, Tate?
He's not
Yeah.
Can he
backing
go
down.
back there now?
I don't know. I mean,
he's
he can
not
go to
backing
Jersey.
down.
Like Jersey versus Philly is a good rivalry. I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
they
that's
can
good.
fight it out. Just go down to
He's
Atlantic City.
audible to he really likes Wentz,
Right.
but hasn't backed off of
I love
Peterson
it.
yet.
Well, he made a
He
good
said
pick.
that players are good. It's just the coach. He said anybody could be Doug Peterson. He said Jason Garrett could be Doug Peterson.
Oh, that's good.
The clapper?
He said, hey, I said the same thing about McAdoo last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And now look at him.
Takes a little bit.
Thanks to SeatGeek, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase on NFL tickets. Use promo code BSNFL. Thanks to Pearl Jam. Go to letsplay2film.com or pearljam.com for more details on their new documentary. Thanks to Bluehost, whether you're a blogger or a small business owner. Bluehost does everything you need to build, host, and manage the website you've always wanted. Simple enough for beginners, powerful enough for even the most advanced users. Design your website your way. No wonder it's been the top recommended WordPress host on WordPress.org since 2005. Our listeners save 50% when you sign up at bluehost.com/Bill Simmons. Thanks to Proper Cloth, stop wearing shirts that don't fit. Start wearing custom shirts that fit perfectly because you created them by answering 10 easy questions. Bring Proper Cloth into your life. Go to propercloth.com/BS. Enter gift code BS. Save $20 off your first shirt. We didn't talk about your cousin versus the president. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. He called out all the
Called out all the late night
late night
hosts.
hosts. Yeah. We were at a wedding this weekend in Central California. Like the reception was in a barn, so we had no reception. We had no reception at this reception for 8 hours, and Jimmy's going crazy. He's like, "What if the president is tweeting at me right now?" I'll have like said
Not
8 hours of
inconceivable,
respond-
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gotten crazy. It's gotten really nuts. Not the show we did in 2003, right? Very different.
In 2003, it was the highlight was. Oh, we didn't mention Ralphie May.
I know. Yeah, that
R.I.P.
was it. Yeah.
That was one of the highlights of year one. Ralphie May falling down the stairs, claiming he didn't fall, and it was turned into a whole month-long thing.
I try to convince you to make a Ralphie May in honor of Ralphie May a parlay with the Giants and the Bears because he was a giant bear. He was a giant bear of a man. Good guy. We're gonna miss him, but glad we didn't make that parlay.
Jeff Ross, an emotional Instagram
Yeah.
post. Yeah, we liked Ralphie May.
Ostentatious. It's a great stand-up. Ralphie May.
Is
People
it?
wanna go
Tate
back
like
and watch
Ralphie
it.
May.
Yeah. Go back and watch it.
Character.
All right, cousin Sal. Good job.
Good job by you, Billy.